Title: Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Munches on a cool $8.8 million in previews, nudging Fast X off its pedestal. TLDR, gear up, because Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is raked in a sweet $8.8 million in previews across 3,100 plus locations. The Paramount/Skydance/Hasbro sequel kicked Fast X's $7.6 million preview earnings to the curb. Is this another box office smash brewing? Or just a taste of things to come? Whipping up a storm in the preview rounds, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts scored a swanky $8.8 million from a fan event on Wednesday in previews that began Thursday at 3 p.m. Not to blow a gasket here, but that's $1.2 million more than the recent comp, Fast X. Now, isn't that something to rev your engines about? The box office showdown has begun, and the contenders? Rise of the Beasts and Sony Animation's Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, which netted a whopping $10.1 million on Thursday. Who's gonna snatch the top spot? Both are hungry for that $50M plus milestone, but there can only be one champion. Who are you rooting for? But let's take a pit stop. Remember Transformers: The Last Night? That opened back in 2017, netting a pretty $5.5 million on a Wednesday before hauling in a $15.6 million first day. Over a 3-day weekend, it earned a whopping $44.6 million and went on to secure $68.4 million over 5. If Rise of the Beasts can match that pace, this franchise could be set for a serious reboot. Or is that wishful thinking? Then there's the global market, where China's love for robots in disguise could potentially contribute a solid $50 million to the expected $100 million earnings. Are we underestimating the power of overseas Transformers fans, or is that right on the money? The summer box office just cleared $1 billion, thanks in part to Spider-Verse, which is running 8% ahead of the 2022 earnings at the same time. However, it's still trailing the record-breaking summer of Avengers: Endgame in 2019 by 19%. Are we set for another record-breaking summer, or will box office earnings take a dive? So, as we keep our eyes on the box office scores and potential record breakers, there's just one question: will Transformers: Rise of the Beasts transform the summer box office scene or fizzle out before it gets a chance to shine? Disclaimer: this article is not intended to provide investment advice. All investment decisions should be made based on careful consideration and professional advice from a licensed advisor.